What's up, people? Orseofkorse here, coming at you with another Genesis video. Today we're going to be looking at Amber, the support character in Genesis, or at least that's how she's identified here. Now, I think that she obviously is a support, but I feel like she can hold her own 1v1 very well. So I almost see her as like a support mage type character. She has a very good kit with the magnetic surge. She has the EM shielding, the monopoles, and the magnetic storm. So she has the AoE stun. She has these heat-seeking missiles, basically a shield that gives her additional health or temporary health and increased movement speed. And then this magnetic surge, it throws out one blast and it throws out a second blast. If that second one hits, it stuns the person for a short duration. Awesome kit, actually. Now I'm going to get into the way I like to build her and what she looks like in game. So as you see here, we have a list of all the available items in the game. Now Amber, I like to build her with some energy damage, cooldown reduction, a little bit of health regen, and some utility. So the first card I start out with is the Helm of Hades, and that's because it gives damage and cooldown reduction. Those are both great stats for Amber. They'll allow you to do more damage, which will allow your teammates to get those kills easier, and it also gives you that cooldown reduction so that you can use those abilities more often. I also like this because it gives you the passive Curse. So it basically means that abilities deal additional energy damage equivalent to 7% of the target's current health. So it's almost like her spells do like an additional burn damage. So it's a great way to really do some good poke damage early on, and that allows your teams to really your team to really secure kills and really bully in lane. The next card that I usually build after that is going to be the Chronos switch. This card right here I feel like is super broken. It gives you the 60 energy damage, 400 energy, the 5 health regen, 5 energy regen. But the reason that I build this card is because it resets the cooldown of all abilities. That counts for active abilities too. So things that you have to activate like items, they also get reset, and we'll talk about that later. So basically that means if you use your ultimate and then you pop this card, you can pop your ultimate again. You don't have to wait the full minute for your cooldown to come back off. This right here allows for some serious just locking down the enemy team. It's actually ridiculous the amount of damage that can be done to a team while they're stunned for 5 seconds. The third card that I usually pick, depending on how the fight is going, is going to be either Sill of Hades or the Radiant Shield. And the reason I go with these is because these items both give some type of like defensive stats. So let's talk about the Sill of Hades first. So this one gives you the 475 health, 425 energy, the 6 health regen, and then 1 energy regen. Now, the passive is what's really good about this, is every time an ability is used by the wearer, grant additional health regeneration equivalent to 0.5 of maximum health per second for 6 seconds. This effect can stack. So since you're a magnetic surge, you can throw those out back to back. That's already 2 stacks that you're going to have for Sill of Hades. And then you have your homing balls that you can throw out. That'll give you 3 stacks. And then you have your shield. So if you really want to get a bunch of health back quickly, she has a kit that she can pop off a lot of abilities really fast. And it allows you to get that health back. So it makes her just that much harder to kill. And people have to debate if they're going to try to go after the support, or they're going to try to take down the ADC. Either way, it's going to be a hard choice for them, because if they don't go after you, you still have your stuns. And if they do go after you, you have your stun and your health regen. So it really puts some pressure on the enemy team. Now, to add to that pressure, I like to go with Radiant Shield. This one gives you the 40 energy damage and the 800 energy, which is great. Keeps you in the fight, keeps you able to cast longer. But what I really love is the active Safeguard. This grants a shield equal to 30% of your current energy for 3.5 seconds. Effects trigger when your health falls below 25%. So no matter what, if you're at 25%, that's going to go off anyway, but you can activate it whenever you please. I usually like to activate it like at the start of a fight, especially if they jump on me, because it gives me a big boost to like temporary health for a moment. And if you mix it with Chronomancer, you can reset your cooldowns, and then you can get that right back. So if you combo it well, you can go in there, stun, then pop Radiant Shield, do your stun. I mean, you can do some crazy stuff and then get all your cooldowns back, and you're really hard to kill, really hard to pin down. The next card that I love to go with is the Reata Miser. This card is really good, especially on Amber. Gives the 70 energy damage, 200 health, 500 energy, and 3.5 energy regeneration. The active is what's good, and I'll remind you that this also applies with a chrono switch, so you can reset the cooldown for this as well. You turn a unit into a harmless sheep and slows it for 2.5 seconds. So right there is basically like you have another, not so much a stun because the person can still move just slowly, but you're taking somebody out of the fight. They can't do damage to you for 2.5 seconds, and you can still hit them and it doesn't break the sheep. So it's actually really nasty. On top of your stuns, you can basically take somebody out of the fight if you time it right. I want to say for 8.5 to 9 seconds, and that's without triggering chrono switch. So you can take somebody out of the fight for 18 seconds. It's actually ridiculous. The next card that I usually go with, and you can play around with the last one. I could see Medusa's Shield, Crimson Storm, but a good one that I really like are the boots that teleport you. Quantum Jumper. They basically teleport you a distance of 900, and it's really good for either engaging, because you can teleport right to the fight and throw your ult down and just freeze people, or you can use it to get away from people. So either way, I think that's really good, and I'm starting to like these mobility items a little bit more because they give you that freedom to either engage or to get out of dodge. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the items you'll be building as you're working towards these in-game items. So as we look here in the store, you can go ahead and pre-select the item that you want to build first. Like I said, I usually go with Helm of Hades. And then if you look at the little bars there, it'll tell you which items that you're going to be building as you go into Helm of Hades. So we're obviously going to get the Gamma Glove, which gives the damage and cooldown reduction, which is awesome. Supercharger, which gives the cooldown reduction, and Power Piston. And I do this with every card here. So as you can see with Radiant Shield, we'll also be getting Power Piston, Battery Shard, and the Polarizer, which gives the 40 energy damage, 300 energy. Basically, whatever the end stats are on the card that you're pre-ordering, that's the stats that you're going to be building as you work your way through these weaker items. So just a little heads up in case you don't know what you're building. Now let's take a look at what this build looks like in game. So this is just a quick look at what Amber is like in game once you have your build up and running. She's very strong, very hard to deal with. Now, I know this is against bots, but I've played this build on stream, so if you really want to see it, I think it's like a 10-hour video. I just didn't feel like going back and getting that clip again or trying to do a whole nother match, because sometimes getting footage is kind of a pain. But if you want to see this build and how I run it like live, I will be back to live streaming this game hopefully in the next day or two. I've just been trying to get out some of these deck build videos and whatnot, because if you try to like stream for 5 hours and then turn around and like make a video that same day, usually one of those two things doesn't happen. So yeah. But this is pretty much Amber. She's super good, especially if you're running with somebody and you're in comms. The stuff that you can set up is just disgusting. But that's going to be it for me, people. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe for more Genesis content. If there's any other deck builds you would like to see, make sure to let me know down in the comments, because I've played most of the characters that I have unlocked, and I have pretty decent builds for all of them, I think. So if there's anybody you want to see, make sure to put that down. And if you have any cards that you run on Amber that you think are really good, let me know. I'm always willing to learn new stuff, and I'm sure it would help people in the comment section as well. This is Orseofkorse. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great night. Peace, 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 peace.